Imagine this. We have orchestrated our plan and successfully rescued Lesser Lord Kusanali. We have changed Sumeru's entire political landscape.
Huh? Did I just see something dart by?
What did he see? He
Having
didn't
the
see
doctor
something.
gone benefits him as well as us.
Amazing.
Free Nilu is
So
good.
this is
Not
how
Nilu.
it
Nahida.
feels
Free
to
Nahida
walk
is
out
good.
of that
Nahida.
cage with my own body. Yeah.
Okay, but why is she free? All of a sudden I'm confused. Her gameplay looks so cute though. I'm not sure if that's gameplay, but it looks cute.
Yeah. But now doesn't seem to be the time to indulge in this feeling.
Hey, and there's my sister names.
Not now. Stars, shine for me.
Oh, Dendrocube. Ooh, best boss fight ever.
Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of everything before I leave.
Who was that? That was the Tori, right? Oh.
You think this is over?
Wait. No.
Aww.
Can't.
That's the secret hidden by Ermin's soul concerning the truth of this world.
The Balladeer has already become a god?
No wonder your own people have abandoned you.
That looks so
God of
epic.
Wisdom.
Oh,
At my command, you shall fall.
Is that Skara's voice?
My endless cycle begins.
Your ploy was to sacrifice the traveler here, was it not?
Nilu, are you sure about this? You're taking such a great risk for them.
The
must
hell is
admit
going
that
on?
I'm a little scared. But
Just
I'll
a
try
little.
my best for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Hathem's plan is even more radical than I imagined.
Brothers!
But it looks like everyone's coming together to fight him.
Quasar, you've betrayed all of Sumeru, betrayed its Archon.
That boss looks so freaking insane.
We're using human wisdom to create a god.
Let us reenact the scene of the Archon War. Come and inaugurate my birth as a god.
Wow. This Archon quest is gonna... What the hell? So it looks like we're probably gonna free Nahida, or Nahida is gonna get free. It looks like they're probably gonna think we're gonna think we're safe or whatever. Then Nahida suddenly started crying. I assume they sucked like the power out of her or whatever because Skara's already transforming into a god. What the hell? The beginning looked so much like, oh, we're all happy and everything is fine again. And then all of a sudden, everything escalated. That mechanical stage looked awesome. I'm not sure if that's a boss arena or some domain or whatever. That looks gorgeous. But I'm so scared. Have you seen Skara? Like, that's a full-on robotic suit.
We've got a lot to unpack from that trailer.
Yeah. After experiencing the Sub-Zerus Festival, Samsara, and surviving our journey through the desert, we'll finally get to the riveting end of the Sumeru Archon quest in version 3.2. Picking up right where we left off, the Traveler is teaming up with some amazing characters to face the Academia and rescue Sumeru's Archon. But I'm sure the first thing everyone's wondering is how we're going to save the Dendro Archon.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Nahida's been locked up by the doctor inside the sanctuary of Surasthana. It's not like we can just go walking in there. And on top of that, we're dealing with 2 of the Fatui Harbingers now. We've got the Balladeer in his super powerful looking boss form, as well as the Doctor, who seems to be a real tricky one to predict. I'm not gonna lie, the Traveler really has his hands full with this one.
Yeah, definitely a tricky situation.
Totally. And besides these 2 Harbingers, we can be sure the Grand Sage will also be on his guard. But hey, with the help of 2 insiders like Sino and Alhaitham, we might just have a way into the academia.
Well, as the general
but they're gonna
Mahamatra,
suspect
Sino
that,
also has his
right?
own agenda. After being tracked and predicted by the academia for all these
Yeah.
years, this might just be his chance to settle the score.
And if we're hoping to truly save Sumeru, we'll definitely need the power of the Dendro Archon to help us.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how everyone's hard work and coordination plays out.
And I don't know about you guys, but besides saving Nahida, I'm also curious how we're going to save Irminsul. Plus, we still
yeah,
don't know
right,
the
there was
meaning
some
behind the
scene
words
about
that
that
Greater
too.
Lord Rukkhadevata left us. World, forget me.
Well, travelers will be able to personally unravel the answers to all these questions in their own journeys through version 3.2.
You know, I'm actually kind of curious what the future for Sumeru will be once they get through all of this and, well, you know, what will happen to the crew we've been working with along the way.
Yeah, same. I just hope things will work out for everyone affected by Elazar, like Dunyarzad and Kale. Oh, and we can't forget the desert dwellers who have been mistreated all these years. There's a lot that needs to change for them, too.
Right. So be sure not to miss Chapter 5 of the Archon quest, Akasha Pulses, the Kalpa Flame Rises. It'll be quite the ride, and I hope everyone will
Looks
enjoy
like it, yeah.
And
Looks like
of
it's just
course,
getting
the end of
intenser.
this quest won't be the end of everyone's journey in Sumeru. There are still many puzzles and mysteries waiting to be solved. Whether it's Lesser Lord Kusanali, the Doctor, or the Balladeer, I think there still might be lots of unexpected things waiting to be uncovered.
Yes, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
Okay,
completely
so now that
forgot
we've
about
talked
our
about some of
sibling
the
at this
storyline,
point.
Maybe we can talk about that massive mechanical-looking puppet we've seen. That's the
please.
god that the academia has been creating.
That's right. And now that you mentioned it, let's talk about the Balladeer boss
Holy,
battle.
I think it
This
looks
boss
so
was
scary
tough.
because of the legs,
The Doctor must
actually.
have put a lot of
It
his
makes it
energy
so
into this.
enormous.
Yeah, the Balladeer has lots of strong and awesome looking abilities, so why don't we start by checking out some gameplay from the new boss battle?
Sounds good.
But assuming there's a boss, that means we're gonna defeat him, right? Right? Like this, he looks scary. But without the legs, he looks, not that concerned. Well, he looks concerned, but it looks a lot less extreme, I guess. Why is he able to use all these elements? He's using electro and cryo, right? It's like a freaking transformer and I love it. And that looks like it's Pyro also. I guess he's also stacked up on delusions. God, that looks so awesome. But yeah, really rip all mobile players. Holy shit.
Wow, just look at the size of it. Pretty sure this boss is gonna push travelers to the limit.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, that thing is huge! And come to think of it, this is like the third Fatui Harbinger boss battle we've had. They really keep stepping up the art and design every time. It's so awesome!
Yeah!
It's so cool.
Yeah, child
This
was
is
like a
an
normal
ultra-powerful
fight.
puppet we're going up against here.
And
So
that's-
we're talking huge attacks and epic moves. Let's break it down a bit. In the first phase of the battle, the Balladeer will use his massive arms to attack everyone. The arms are capable of utilizing different elemental powers, and there are several types of abilities,
What are those
including
stones?
attacks that create fields of burning or freezing effects on the ground.
Oh, you know what? This fight kind of reminds me of when we fight Ruin Guards. I think we'll have to come up with a way to paralyze it.
Right. And you might have noticed there are some arcane formations on the ground, so activating those might trigger some interesting effects.
And I bet a lot of people are wondering what that thing is floating next to us. Not gonna lie,
that an
it's
Arnara?
kinda cute. Oh, maybe it's a Paimon reskin.
Sorry, but no. Not only is it super cute, but it's also super powerful. Travelers will need to charge energy for this.
It's an Aranara with
and use its special skill to counter the boss
with a
in
machine
battle.
gun.
A helper in a boss fight. Yeah, that's definitely not Paimon.
Once the Balladeer has transformed into this massive form, our usual attacks won't deal any tangible damage to him. So, the only thing capable of breaking through his defenses will be our little helper that we just mentioned. There will even be some moments in the fight where travelers will need to use an aiming mode to attack the boss's weak points.
Oh, who would have guessed that little thing would be so important against a boss the size of the Balladeer?
I know,
wonder
right?
what the thing
They
really
also use some
is.
amazing
Might
special
be
effects for
story
all of the
related,
Balladier's
right?
moves. Speaking of which, the cosmic appearance, the spacey special effects of his skills really kind of remind me of the Raiden Shogun skills.
Ah,
Yeah, I
you're
mean,
right.
they are related, right?
And seriously, I can't wait to check out this new boss fight. I'm so hyped.
Yeah.
So now that we've covered the new boss battle, I think it's time to introduce the first of our new playable characters coming in version 3.2.
Pray
Let's
for her.
welcome Lesser Lord Kusanali, aka Nahida.
Yay! Finally!
After everything we've experienced in the story so far, I think Nahida's already like a good friend to us. It's
You think the
seriously
ring on
so
his head is
crazy
just
what
like
we've
a
been through.
halo?
Oh, I'm so happy to hear you say that, Zach. Okay, so throughout our journey, maybe everyone's already noticed some of the unique, yeah, let's call it that, unique metaphors that Nahida likes to use.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, they can be pretty out there. Or sometimes she'll use really childlike language to describe some deep or profound idea.
Duk duk.
But the truth is, she has yet to set foot in the outside world since she was born. To her, all the knowledge that she has in her mind is like pieces of scenery that she's never seen with her own eyes.
Yeah, I hope she can
Totally.
restore her
It's
memory
really
in
hard to
some
imagine that
quest
the god
later
of
on. That would
wisdom
be
had been
really
locked
helpful.
up for 500 years. Just makes me upset just thinking about it.
But I'm sure everything will work out sooner or later.
If travelers would like to spend more time with Nahida, then be sure to check out Nahida's story quest, Sapientia Oromastes Chapter. The quest will be available upon completing the Sumeru Archon quest, so be sure to check out the quest to learn more.
It's nice that we'll get
We'll
to
need to
spend
play
more
that.
time with her. But I want to see Nahida in battle. What you got for us, Kimberly?
Oh, I've got lots to share. But before we get to that, let's have a quick peek at Nahida in action.
What they say is true. You have to see the world for yourself to appreciate how beautiful it is.
I love how her animations are so childlike. Like she's playing all the time. So cute.
Bro! The Temple of Wisdom!
Huh? Is it like her ult to create like a stadium around her? Or is it just so she can sit on a swing?
She's so cute!
Look at her!
I love her!
Aw, little Nahida is so cute. I love how she hops around when she's fighting. Oh, and her swing too. So, what's that skill that looks like she's using a viewfinder or something? That seems pretty different.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with her viewfinder-ish kind of skill, which is actually her elemental skill. As a Catalyst user, Nahida's combat style is pretty unique. You may cast her elemental skill by tapping the skill button, or you may hold the button to enter an aiming mode. Opponents who are selected while aiming will be linked by Nahida's special mark. After you trigger elemental reactions on opponents who are linked, and when they take damage from Dendro cores, Nahida will unleash Tri-Karma Purification, dealing Dendro damage.
Whoa, this is so cool.
Would be
Yeah, I love
helpful
how
if they
it's
were
like
showing the
connecting
image
the
numbers
enemies
right
together.
now.
Outside of combat, Nahida can use her elemental skill and enter the aiming mode we just mentioned to interact with
That's
certain
nice.
harvestable items, allowing her to collect items directly to the inventory from a distance.
Whoa, wait.
That's actually
Being
pretty
able to
nice.
harvest materials like that is gonna be so cool. That'll really save us some time.
Yeah, this skill may also have some additional uses, so travelers will have to give it a try themselves and
What
see.
did she just do on the characters?
Okay.
Nahida's
I'm
elemental
stealing their
burst is where
items
things
or
get really
something.
interesting. Upon unleashing her burst, Nahida manifests the Court of Dreams, expanding a special field.
That's pretty amazing. The effect really does look like some royal court or palace.
Yeah, different effects will be produced based on whether there are Pyro, Electro, and Hydro characters in the party.
Yeah,
While
makes
Nahida's
sense.
within the special field, a Pyro member in the party will increase the damage of Tri-Karma Purification. An Electro party member will decrease the intervals at which Tri-Karma Purification is triggered, And a Hydro Party member will cause the duration of the field to be increased.
I feel like Nahida is gonna be complicated.
If there are at least 2 party members of the elemental types I just mentioned, then the effects will be increased further.
Whoa, this is blowing my mind right now. We'll really have to focus on which effects we want to achieve and put some thought into our team's composition.
Right? A key thing to remember is that these effects can be triggered while Nahida is not on the battlefield, as long as the active character remains in the special field radius.
Oh.
Nice. Also,
How long
in
does that thing
addition to
last,
Nahida,
though?
we have one other character joining us in version 3.2.
There she is.
That's right. She's a very peculiar academia student. Her name is Layla. Most days, she looks super tired and anxious, which seems to be a direct result of her relentless struggle with her studies.
Yeah,
I
and
feel
not
her.
only is she frail and anxious looking, but she also studies astrology. So it's no wonder people around her might consider her a little strange and mysterious. And even though she's always groaning about her studies, most of Layla's research work is actually fine overall. It's just her lack of confidence that's really holding her back. And that's when her unusual ability comes into play.
And her ability is... sleepwalking.
Yeah. While she is sleeping, Layla unleashes her true self, allowing her to regain the confidence she needs and activate the talents and strengths she's had all along. As soon as she starts sleepwalking, her unfinished papers no longer seem like the monumental tasks they were, and she completes them.
Such a nice play on the name, though. That's really cool.
This is definitely something only Layla can do. Our viewers shouldn't try to do this with their own homework. But does Layla have any idea what happens when she's sleepwalking? I mean, does she know that she has this ability?
She seems to be aware of it. The papers are obviously full of her handwriting, after all. But there have been some weird instances. For example, once during crunch time while researching, she sleepwalked and climbed the wall of Sawmill, and then randomly bumped into Candace. Such weird occurrences have made her start to wonder what's really going on.
And aside from her sleepwalking, just like any other student, Layla has many typical things that she hopes to achieve, as well as some regrets. She wants to be able to make friends and go out and have fun. But it seems like she'll never be able to do any of that.
Oh,
until
we will make sure she gets one friend at least.
And actually, I'm guessing that she uses her sleepwalking abilities in combat too, right?
You bet. Let's have a look at Layla in combat.
Sweet.
Even when we're not looking up at the stars, they're always there. Watching us.
So many sword users. It's oh, that's a problem.
Stars, shine for me.
It almost looks like she's sleeping while being protected by the shield.
This shield not only protects Layla, but also creates night stars while it is active. When a character protected by the shield uses an elemental skill, more night stars will be created. Once 4 night stars have been accumulated, they will transform into homing shooting stars, dealing damage to any opponent's hit.
Ooh.
Ah, night stars. I love how her skills have a starry theme. It ties into her studies.
Yeah, throughout the skill's duration, each time a night star is accumulated, the shield strength will increase. This effect can stack up to a maximum of 4 times.
Whoa.
Layla's elemental burst unleashes a dream sphere that constantly fires starlight slugs at opponents within its AoE, while also generating night stars for Layla's shield. As a talented Ratawa his student, Layla also comes in handy when crafting. When Layla crafts character
I want to work like
materials,
that as well.
she has a set chance to receive double the product.
Ah, nice.
Sweet. Anyway, when can travelers expect to see these new characters available in-game?
Great question. That brings us to our new event wishes. In the early part of version 3.2, Nahida and Yoimiya will be available. In the later part of the version, we'll be seeing rerun event wishes for Yainiko and Tartaglia, and Layla will become available for the first time. Also, a new 5-star weapon, 1,000
damn
Floating
it.
Dreams, will be appearing in the new
Pair
weapon
her with
event wish.
Nahida.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
By
come
the way,
on.
I've heard that Layla's been getting ready recently to participate in Sumeru's Beast Tamer tournament. But before we get into that, I think it's time for us to
Guess
take
I will
another
go
break.
for another
We'll be
child
back with the
constellation.
latest info on events coming in the version update.
I know what you're thinking. It's time for redemption code. You guys get it?
Boo.
Sigh no.
Boo.
Alright.
Boo. Boo. Someone writing those down, please? I can't be bothered. Man. Okay, on the other hand, you know, maybe we're gonna get Layla on... No, maybe we're gonna get Nahida on a early one. Like a really early pull. So then we can use the rest of the wishes to maybe even get Yae Miko as well. That would be kind of cool. But if we take a lot of wishes to get Nahida, then I'm gonna be really mad because I want some Layla constellation. She just, you know, she's my sister in names. I need to pull for her. I'm like obligated. It's not even my free choice. I need to. Oh man. You're really taking the time with this one.
Welcome back to the version 3.2 special
Oh, we
program,
got a
everyone.
Dory.
Next, we'll take a look at some of the new events for the coming update. An amazing fungus competition is about to begin in the lands of Sumeru.
What's that supposed to mean?
Not only has it attracted local competitors from Sumeru, but also spectators from other nations.
Fungus competition? How does that even work? Aren't fungi dangerous? They're always attacking us in the wild.
I know it sounds a little weird, but you'll love it. In this contest, participants will use a special gadget called a Wisdom Orb to catch and train their fungi and participate in battle events.
Are we
Although the
doing
fungi often
Pokemon
pose
trainings
as
with
little
fungi?
troublemakers for us in the wild, using this gadget will allow travelers to establish a certain level of communication with them.
Okay, so if I catch and train a Jade Plume Terror Shroom,
For real?
then I should be pretty much unstoppable, right?
Oh no, come on, that wouldn't be fair.
In this event, travelers will be able to sneak up on fungi in some certain areas
Pokeball,
to catch
go!
them. Unfortunately, the Jade Plume Terror Shroom is not one of those areas, Kimberly.
Aww.
If you end up startling them, they'll flee until they are outside a set distance.
After catching different kinds of fungi, you can follow Paimon's suggestion and give them cute names. But most importantly, you will have to train your fungi.
That sounds fun.
Travelers will have to use special floral jelly ingredients to mix and form blends that your fungi enjoy and unlock their true potential. While
And then they
mixing
evolve
ingredients,
into a bigger
use
mushroom.
copy, switch, and rotate
Wait, is that-
functions, and place a
Really?
preset formula you have in the corresponding spot.
Aw, looks kind of like jelly. I bet Paimon's gonna be all over that.
Hey, Paimon wouldn't ever do that!
Yo, Zach!
Well, I can tell why you didn't book that role.
And with all these different kinds of fungi, they should have different abilities, right?
Yeah, so to work on their abilities, we'll use something called the Special Training Mode. In this mode, there will be 2 challenge types, Coordinated Assaults and Zone Defense. Travelers will be able to command their fungi's abilities, have them coordinate their attacks against a single target, and control
The
them to
turn-based?
defend the ley line monolith.
No, at least
Aw,
it's not
they're so
turn-based,
cute.
okay? So it has some
It's gonna be
differentiating
so much
factor.
fun. I can't wait.
Okay, but that
Yeah,
actually
me
looks
neither.
kind of cool.
As for the rewards, in addition to Primo Gems and various materials, once travelers have reached a certain phase of the event, they will also be able to summon the great and almighty merchant, Dory.
And Layla will be appearing in the event storyline, as well as a familiar visitor from another nation. Any idea who it could be?
Supposedly a fun guy.
Okay, I see what you did there. I respect it. Let's leave that for travelers to discover themselves in the event.
Come on, guys, fun guy.
Okay, next up we have a change of pace with an all-new Trials event.
God, I love
For this
Sino.
event, travelers will have to use characters' special abilities to complete specific objectives. For example, you may have to knock slimes into the goal by triggering an overloaded reaction
They're
with
just-
end phase and
they're
freeze
just copying
attacks,
other games
or
that
use
exist in
Gaelon's
real life
elemental
now.
skill to move quickly and dodge giant pinballs. Here are some others. Use Xiao's plunging attack to send platforms back to the ground, or use Beto's elemental skill to hit the ball.
This sounds like some pretty unusual training.
Yeah, and to make things even more interesting,
Genshin
this event
Olympics.
will support co-op gameplay.
Oh, this sounds like it'll be a lot of fun to watch. But what about objectives for characters that maybe we haven't unlocked yet?
No worries, we got you covered. All the corresponding characters will be provided as trial characters in the challenges.
Perfect.
In addition to these events,
That would be mean
version
if they wouldn't
3.2
do
will
that.
also feature an event for our players to put their skills to the test. This time, we'll have a new edition of the Hypostatic Symphony event.
Nice. So, what changes can travelers expect this time around?
The most notable change, of course,
Yeah,
will be
finally the
addition of
Dendro
new
Cube.
Dendro Hypostasis. That's right, the last member of the Hypostasis family will be officially landing in version 3.2.
It's my favorite
Besides
enemy.
serving as a new open
So
world
gorgeous.
boss, the Dendro Hypostasis will also be busy performing alongside its fellow Hypostases in the Hypostatic Symphony event.
Right,
This time
multiple
around,
ones?
travelers will be facing challenges featuring the Dendro, Cryo, Pyro, and Hydro Hypostases. Before each challenge, travelers may select a buff effect to use. However, as you increase the difficulty, the number of uses will decrease and the enemies will become more challenging.
That's actually...
So it'll be super important for
That is
travelers
actually
to plan
kinda cool.
the right moment to use these effects.
So what options do we have once we run out of buffs?
Travelers will still be able to use food and potions from their inventory. If you're aiming to just collect all the Primogem rewards, then don't worry. You won't need to up the difficulty
Did
too
that
much.
always have an
Okay,
ice
good
barrier?
to know. Whew.
That's new to me.
I, for one, will definitely not be upping the difficulty. And just like before, you may tackle the challenges together with your friends once they have joined your world.
Great. We can help each other out.
Oh yeah.
Now that we've covered the challenge event, let's take a quick look at a couple more casual events coming our way in the new update. First, we'll be finding inspiration for an illustrator in the Outside the Canvas
Is that
Inside
an
the Lens
NPC
event.
or is that someone
and
we
once
know?
again, we'll be working together with Levin
looks
in
familiar.
Marvelous Merchandise. It's also worth mentioning here that some optimizations have been made for the photo event this time around. Everyone will be able to select from some preset angles and can make use of the rotate and focus functions to take better pictures.
That's great.
Oh,
While
does that
you're
mean
out
we
taking
can't
pictures, you
ruin the
may
pictures
run into some
anymore?
interesting storylines along the way. So be sure not to miss Outside the Canvas
that's kinda
Inside
cool,
the
though.
Lens.
Man, I love these kinds of events.
Looks a
Sign
bit
me
like
up.
A, yeah,
Yeah,
just
me
with
too.
open hair and a
In
bit
addition
shorter
to all
hair.
these new events, we also have some news on system-related updates and optimizations. I'm really excited about the first of these, which is regarding the Serenity Pot. Starting with version 3.2, the Serenity Pot will be adding the long-awaited replication system.
Wow, that's
Oh.
super amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
This
that's kind of
feature will allow
lazy, but
travelers to use
yeah.
sharing codes to bring designs from other travelers' teapots and implement them in their own, or share their own teapot designs. I know there may be some travelers out there who have seen some amazing teapot designs that they've wanted to also create themselves, but didn't have the ability or time to make it. With this new function, travelers will be able to bring that creativity back to their own teapot or share their creativity with others.
Get ready to hit up your friends with amazing teapot skills.
Oh, I can't wait to see everyone sharing their designs, especially with me.
Which brings us to our final update to share with everyone. This one is regarding the game's available languages. Starting with version 3.3,
Oh yeah, some
which
people
will
will
be the
sell that
update
stuff.
following
Pretty
this
sure
one,
about that.
Genshin Impact will be adding Turkish and Italian to the game language settings. So, players who'd prefer to see the game's text and UI in those languages can look forward to that.
The team truly hopes that travelers from all over the world can enjoy the game and start their own journeys through the world of Tibet.
For further details, please
Do you
check
think we will
Genshin
ever get
Impact's official
another
channels
voiceover
and keep
language?
an eye out for future announcements and info.
Wow.
I feel like that would
We've
be
covered a ton of
really
stuff.
ambitious at this
Seriously,
point.
It's a lot to take in.
I don't see
For
that
sure.
coming.
So
That
now
would
is
be
probably
pretty
a
exciting.
great time for our last redemption code.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Primal jumps, primal jumps, primal jumps. Some of the creators have insane teapots. Yeah, I mean, if you are one of the people that really love to spend a lot of time in that, then you can create some pretty cool stuff. Like I've seen people building staircases out of, what was it? What did they use? I'm not sure what they use, but like they were stacking certain items in a certain way. It's pretty insane. Oh yeah, teapot, nice. I would just love if they would increase the limit instead. That would be better. Charge 10k for my design code. What? 10k? In what currency? What currency are we speaking? 10k pesos?
Well, everyone, I think we've covered just about everything coming our way in version 3.2, which means we've arrived at the end of our special program.
This was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we covered a ton of stuff.
So much stuff.
Yeah. So many events too. But the most, the thing that I'm most excited about is, of course, Nahida playable character, Nahida playable character, Nahida playable character.
For me, it's Nahida,
nice.
Genshin, Archon Quest.
It was definitely the Ballad
Important.
Dude, it looks
Oh, we're just
so
getting one Archon Quest, right?
insane. Yes. I have no idea how I'm gonna do that.
Just realized that, it's just one.
Yeah, no, for me, oh my gosh.
Oh, mean.
So
No,
many
it's fine,
things.
but...
Battling the Dendro Hypostasis, and of course the fabulous Fungus Frenzy. Getting my little fungi and battling with them. And, you know, the teapot, the Serena teapot, I'm so behind on my teapot, so I can't wait to hopefully get some designs from others, or at least, you know, get some inspiration from getting another teapot design.
And just as we mentioned earlier, even though the Sumeru Archon quest will be reaching its final chapter here, it most definitely won't be the end of our journey in Sumeru.
So it will be the final Archon
we'll be
quest.
encountering some interesting and mysterious content.
Main
I
Archon
hope
quest.
It will be an amazing experience for all of our travelers. May the wisdom of the Dendro Archon be with all of you.
Oh well, then they're gonna go all out, pretty sure. Okay, damn. I did not expect that to be the final one, to be honest now. That changes what's gonna happen a lot. Makes also a bit more sense that we're fighting Scaramouche. I think the memory that's stuck in my head for the most part is Scara with those pipes sticking from his bag. That was a few. Hope they're not rushing the ending of the Archon quest. I hope so too. Because I feel like, for me, it feels like they're currently at a spot where we need to get a build up first to, like, attack the academia. And if they're gonna cram that into like 30 minutes and then they want to perform like the conclusion, the fight, and a lot of open parts, because certainly we're not gonna solve everything here, that's for sure, especially not considering the Fatui Harbingers. So then there's of course an after quest, because obviously he should be able to finish now and have like a bit of a celebration for us. So either that quest is gonna be really long, or they're gonna rush it a bit. And I hope it's not the last one. 3 hours final quest. Yeah, they need at least 3 hours for the final one, if they're gonna do it like that. Otherwise, that might be a bit cram-packed, and I don't really want that. Ah man, where's my trading card game? Still waiting for that one.
I must admit that I'm a little scared. But I'll try my best for Lesser Lord Kusanali.